Welcome to the 2024 Chase College of Law commencement exercises. Please stand for the flag processional beginning today's ceremony. You may be seated. Please direct your attention to the corners of the arena floor to welcome the 2024 graduates of Chase College of Law and members of NKU's distinguished law faculty. Please join me in welcoming the members of the Platform Party to the arena stage. Would you please rise for our national anthem, led by Tasha Kozelman, Kelly Messer, and Eleanor Bennett, students from NKU's School of the Arts.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. Please welcome Dr. Diana McGill, Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs.
Lots of pages. So I start to our accomplished faculty in attendance, to the university officials appearing with me on stage, to our distinguished invited guests, and most of all, to the families and friends of the class of 2024. I extend my welcome to the commencement for the Northern Kentucky University Salmon P. Chase College of Law. I'd first like to start with a thank you, and wow, wasn't that great, to our vocal trio for that wonderful rendition of the national anthem. Chase College of Law is fortunate to have outstanding faculty members who daily demonstrate their commitment to the mission of the university through their teaching, their research, and service, as well as dedicated staff who work tirelessly to support and guide our students from admission through career opportunities. It is my distinct pleasure to ask all faculty and staff in the Salmon P. Chase College of Law to stand and be recognized. Now at this time, it is my great pleasure to introduce the distinguished members of the platform party. I will ask them to stand as I call their names and remain standing, and I will ask you to please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Dr. Katie Short-Thompson, President of the Northern Kentucky University. Dean Judith Darr, Ambassador Patricia L. Herbold, Dean of Chase College of Law. Commencement speaker, Dolores or Dee Thompson, Counsel to the Inspector General, United States Department of Labor. The Honorable Michelle Keller, Justice on the Supreme Court of Kentucky. The Honorable Jana Trotter Bratton, Chair of the Chase Alumni Council. The Associate Deans of the Chase College of Law, Dean John Bickers, Dean Amy Halbrook, Dean David McKnight, and Dean Lawrence Rosenthal. And representing the NKU Board of Regents, Regent Sandra Spataro. And finally, members of NKU's President's Cabinet, Mr. Chris Calvert, Mr. Grant Garber, and Ms. Tammy Knockelman. Please join me in recognizing our platform party.
Now please welcome Dean Judith Darr, Ambassador Patricia L. Herbold, Dean of the Chase College of Law.
Good evening, everyone. What a wonderful day, and so happy to be here with you all. We'll begin tonight's presentation by introducing, and it's my pleasure to do so, Justice Michelle Keller of the Supreme Court of Kentucky and Chase College of Law, proud graduate from 1990. And she will offer us greetings and congratulations from the Supreme Court to the class of 2024. A bit about Justice Keller's impressive background. She's served on the Supreme Court since 2013, and among her many leadership roles, she's chairperson of the Kentucky Access to Justice Commission and Criminal Rules Committee. Before joining the Supreme Court, she served on the Kentucky Court of Appeals for 7 years, and prior to her service on the bench, she practiced law for 17 years, and before that was a registered nurse working in ICU medicine. So it's very much my pleasure to introduce our friend, Justice Michelle Keller.
President Short-Thompson, Dean Darr, esteemed members of the faculty and dais, and especially you graduates. I am honored and privileged to serve on our Kentucky Supreme Court, and I'm incredibly pleased to offer all of you greetings from the court. I have had the pleasure of getting to know many of you, and I literally cannot wait to see what exciting paths you forge with the degrees that you have earned. The Salmon P. Chase College of Law is a special place. It provides the opportunity for legal education to non-traditional and traditional students alike. And for many, the unique opportunities here at Chase often provide the only path that one may have to a law degree. I was one of those non-traditional students, and my education at Chase provided me not only the tools to be a competent lawyer and judge, but a career that enabled me to experience many firsts. Just a week ago on this very stage, I was honored to administer the constitutional oath of office to this university's first female president. Madam President, my election to both the Court of Appeals and the Supreme Court from this district placed me as the first woman to occupy those two seats. But perhaps most importantly for this audience, my appointment and subsequent elections to the Supreme Court bestowed upon me the great honor of being the first graduate of this law school to sit on the Kentucky Supreme Court. This day is about you, your family, and your friends who have supported you on this journey. We are all here to celebrate your successes and your futures. You now possess the ability to leave a positive mark on your communities and indeed on this world. My door will always be open to you, my fellow soon-to-be Chase alumni. Congratulations and enjoy this day. Thank you.
For the presentation of the Salmon P. Chase Award, please once again welcome Dean Judith Dar.
It's an honor to present the Salmon P. Chase Award. This award we give every year to a graduating student who best exemplifies Salmon P. Chase's passion, dedication, and advocacy on behalf of others. The 2024 Salmon P. Chase Award recipient is Maya Lane. Maya, please join me on the stage. Throughout her time at Chase, Maya has dedicated herself to serving many clients who often lacked access to legal representation. She worked at the Capitol Appeals Project in New Orleans, the Ohio Justice and Policy Center in Cincinnati, and here in the Commonwealth, Maya assisted with the Kentucky Innocence Project and the Children's Law Center Legal Clinic. She is truly passionate about helping others gain access to justice, making her an outstanding ambassador of the values captured by this award. Please join me in congratulating Maya Lane, the 2024 Salmon P. Chase Award winner.
Chase College of Law is proud to welcome two members of the class of 2024 to present remarks on behalf of the student body. To begin, please welcome Sydney Autry, valedictorian of the Chase College of Law Full-Time Division.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, honored guests, and my fellow graduates. I am humbled and honored to have the opportunity to address you tonight. First and foremost, I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you. As we stand here today on the cusp of a new chapter in our lives, it's impossible not to reflect on the incredible journey that has brought us to this moment. We embarked on this path with a passion for the law and a determination to make a difference in the world. And now, after years of hard work, sacrifice, and dedication, we find ourselves at the culmination of that journey. Today, as we celebrate our achievements, let us also take a moment to express our deepest gratitudes. To our professors, who have not only imparted their wisdom, but have also served as mentors, guiding us with patience and encouragement. To Dean Dar and Dean Rosenthal, who have offered visionary leadership, endless support, and dedication to fostering an environment of academic excellence and inclusivity. And finally, to our families and loved ones, who have stood by us unwaveringly, offering their support and understanding even when our studies demanded most of our time and attention. It's hard not to find this graduation a little bittersweet. Each of us has overcome countless challenges along the way, poring over endless cases, enduring sleepless nights of studying, and conquering nerve-wracking exams. But law school is not just about what we learn inside the classroom. It's also about the experiences and relationships that we form along the way. We forged friendships that will last a lifetime and made memories that we will cherish forever. As we now prepare to enter the legal field, we must recognize the profound responsibility that comes with the privilege of a legal education. Let us use our knowledge and our skills not only to advance our own ambitions, but also to uplift those around us and serve our communities. Many of us will take different paths, ranging from public defenders or prosecutors to government agencies or judicial clerkships to private practice or one-day law professors. But I know that wherever our paths may lead, we will surely make Chase College of Law very proud. Today is a moment we've been eagerly awaiting, a moment that signifies not only the end of one chapter, but the beginning of another. My fellow graduates, as we bid farewell to our life as law students, let us do so with confidence, courage, and conviction. Let us seize the opportunities that lie ahead, overcome the challenges that we will inevitably face, and continue to strive for excellence in all that we do. In the wise words of the poet Ralph Waldo Emerson, what lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside of you. Congratulations to the class of 2024. Thank you.
And now, please welcome Christopher Grayson, valedictorian of the part-time division.
All right, I appreciate Sydney taking care of the more traditional graduation speech. Mine is not going to be so traditional. So law school is really easy, right? Let me tell you about how easy it was for the part-time program. We had nobody that felt any stress, nobody worried about money. We had nobody that got sick. Everybody got to spend as much time with their family as they wanted. Nobody struggled with their significant others. And most impressively, none of us gained any weight at all during law school. And the truth is, life's always been that easy for us. You know, we go through high school, get good grades, take the ACT, we all get 36s, we get into the colleges we want to get to, we take the LSAT, highest scores possible, right? Clearly, we all got into the law school that we wanted to get into because you're sitting here right now. And as we came to attend this high school, or this law school, everyone was ready to rock and roll, right? Until we met Professor Hanebach. So the one thing that's interesting about our part-time program is that we lost 50% of our graduating class in the first year. And I know what you're all thinking. It was Professor Hanebach with his Socratic method that just freaked us all out. For those of you who don't know what the Socratic method is, when you show up to Professor Hanebach's class, he is going to ask you questions. And you better know that answer or you're not going to have a good evening. And that's a lot of pressure on a student. But that is not what caused us to lose 50% of our class. I actually remember the day that it happened. It was October 8, 2020, it's 6:30 p.m., and all of the part-timers that were sitting right here attended Professor Hanebach's Torts 1 midterm. Let me tell you about some of the facts of this midterm. So there's a sleigh drawn by horses, and you got a couple riders, and they're just traveling through a forest. Well, eventually, a set of wolves start chasing this sleigh, and the riders of the sleigh begin to realize that they need to lose some weight, or these horses aren't going to be able to outrun these wolves. And so they start tossing out all sorts of things, but these wolves are still catching up. And then the riders throw a kid out that they were going to eat that night. And I was horrified. And I stood up in the middle of this midterm, and I said, Professor Hanebach, what is going on here? He says, what? It's like they threw a kid out that they were going to eat that night. This is horrible. He says, Mr. Grayson, a kid is a goat. And 50% of our incoming 2020 class stood up immediately and walked out the door never to be seen again because they could not endure 4 years of Professor Hanebach's goat jokes. Now, the part-time classes tried to convince me that it was COVID that caused us to lose 50% of our class. Whatever, something did. And it's true, you know, when we showed up in 2020, everything was online, and we were not able to develop a social structure. And I remember my first contracts class, and half of the class was actually made up of second-year law students. And so these are students who the year before were in person. They were able to set up their social network. They were able to set up study groups. They were able to learn how to take law school exams. And here I was showing up to this contracts class, staring at a Zoom screen, and I had no idea what was going on. And let me tell you something. The people that survived that, the part-timers that are sitting here today, are incredibly strong. This is an incredibly strong class. And fighting for grades was absolutely brutal. What were we fighting for, like 2 A's per class when we were together? Something like that? So seriously, if any of you have a part-time student that are sitting in the stands right now, if any of you have a part-time student that you're here for, go over their transcript, and if they got an A in any class, re-celebrate with them, because getting an A in this part-time class was not easy. And part-time law school is not easy to begin with, even without COVID. It takes part-timers 4 years to complete our studies, and we get no break. We have to go fall, spring, summer, continuously for that 4 years. And all of us are working full-time careers during that time, and most of us are actually raising kids. And I'm not talking about goats. So one of us actually was raising 2 teenage daughters the whole time and is still here breathing and graduating. I'm very impressed. So now, not everybody is finishing and walking with us that is from the part-time program, and I was hoping that all of you guys could help us recognize them. There are those of us that prioritized family and will not be walking with us. They've gone through all 4 years with us, and they will finish soon. But this is our only chance for us to congratulate them. So if you could, please put a hand together for those of us, both full-timers and part-timers, who have gone through all this with us but aren't quite ready to graduate yet. Thank you. I don't care when you graduate, you are always a part of this family right here. You've gone through this with us. And Professor Hannenbach, I hope you don't mind me stealing your goat jokes, but I'm seriously going to tell them for the rest of my life. I loved it. Now, I know you're about to receive something that you haven't been awarded quite yet, but I am absolutely elated that you were selected for that. I know several students in our class that absolutely love you, and I can personally say that I appreciate the impact that you've had on me, so thank you very much for that. And finally, and I know I'm speaking for everybody here, I also wanted to recognize the families. The truth is, we couldn't have done this without you. We recognize the sacrifice that you've all made so that we could realize success. And the truth is, we really, really miss you, and we're really looking forward to experiencing real life again with you, starting right now. Thank you.
For the presentation of the 2024 Professor of the Year Award, please once again welcome Dean Judith Dar.
Thank you. I just want to give hats off to our amazing students. Thank you both, Sydney and Chris, for those amazing remarks. And now we do move to the Professor of the Year Award. And it's such a thrill to present the 2024 Professor of the Year Award. So every year, each graduating class is asked to select a professor whose excellence in teaching and commitment to students leaves a lasting impact on their lives and future. So you've had a little preview. And this year, the class of 2024 has selected Professor Dennis Hannenbach as the recipient of this award. Professor Hannenbach, let me share. Would you like to join me on stage? All right. Always deferring to the students, and that is very, very much makes sense. Professor Hannenbach joined Chase in 2006, and he served at first as our dean for the first 7 years of his tenure here at Chase. And students, and now in his class as a professor, praise Professor Hannenbach's dedication to his students, setting high standards for their learning curves and fostering critical thinking in every class. He is celebrated as a mentor and as a champion of student success. And it, of course, has earned him this election. Dennis, I'm thrilled I'll give this to you afterward. I'm just delighted and privileged to be your colleague, and I'd love to hear a round of applause for Professor Hanebeck. Now I get to address the graduates, which is just such a thrill. I'll begin by addressing the platform party. President Short Thompson, distinguished members of the platform, Chase faculty, family, friends, and of course, most importantly here today, graduates. It's truly a thrill and a privilege to be here with you this evening, celebrating your transition from law student to legal professional. Your accomplishment here today is a testament to your dedication, your hard work, and your commitment to apply your time and talent to earn this prestigious degree. But with every milestone, there are vital boosters who assist us along the way. So let's first give thanks to our spectacular Chase faculty, and they devote themselves each class, each semester, each year to your success. You describe your faculty as inspiring, enlightening, creative, caring, and so many more sentiments of praise. So I'll pause here so we can give an opportunity to say thank you to the Chase faculty. Also, your family and friends were instrumental in you reaching this day. Parents, spouses, partners, children, extended family, and loved ones showed you support and no doubt made their own sacrifices so you could reach this day. And I'm going to add one more sacrifice that the families and spouses need to make over the next 10 weeks as our students study for the bar exam. They do need to devote themselves fully to that exercise. So it's just a little bit longer to the finish line, but I know you'll receive the support that you deserve and that you've earned. So again, I'd like us to acknowledge our communities here today. In just a few minutes that I have to share with you, I'd like to venture a prediction about your class's role in the evolving history of legal education. I predict that this class will occupy a pivotal and memorable place in the legal profession in three distinct areas: who, what, and where the law practice is headed. And in reverse order, I'm going to briefly address each of those. First, the where law is practiced. The place where law is practiced has changed dramatically since you attended your first class at Chase. Chris alluded to this, but a third of you entered the law school in 2020, and 2/3 of you came in 2021. When you arrived, you'll recall social distancing and masking requirements were in place, and many of our activities and classes were held online. And while, of course, we are back to in-person exchanges, we're able to shake hands and sit shoulder to shoulder as you are here today, we have all ridden the wave of a permanent structural change in the way the workplace operates. Today, nearly 90% of legal work has a place in which some degree of that delivery is through a remote opportunity. And 30% of all lawyers report working exclusively in a remote environment. The challenge for the legal profession in the remote work setting is the development and nurturing of relationships, essential to the high value we bring to an ordered society. Your adaptation to this evolving environment began at Chase, and I'm confident that you will excel at blending efficiency with interpersonal outreach befitting a counselor at law. Okay, moving on to the what. What law is changing as technology attaches to more of the services that we deliver to our clients. This class sits at a pivotal point in the artificial intelligence revolution. Large language models like ChatGPT were essentially born during your time at Chase, forever changing the accumulation, distillation, and distribution of information. That's our stock in trade. Today, about 20% of attorneys report using generative AI in their practices, and that number surely will excel and soar in the near future. The hope and the expectation are that AI will greatly improve access to justice, particularly for the over 80% of Americans who need legal representation but are unable to access those services. So we are at the forefront of this journey toward a peaceful coexistence with AI as lawyers and as a society. Our challenge as lawyers is to understand the ethical parameters around AI while working to effectively incorporate this powerful tool into our practices. Again, I know that you will navigate this road with aplomb. Finally, who? Who is the face of the legal profession? And again, this class represents a change and a changing moment. When you began at Chase, about 50% of your class was female. Based on our applicant pool, we expect 60% of the Chase entering class in the fall to be female, and indications from demographic data suggest the feminization of the legal profession will continue. And while gender representation is one feature of who we are as lawyers, I think there are even more profound ways in which the face of the legal profession is changing. And this class in particular has embraced and exemplified those changes in an elegant and impactful way. Today's new lawyers are more attuned to the necessity and benefits of cultivating a more inclusive community and a community that values caretaking of one another and of ourselves so that we can be our best selves in the service of our clients. I'm very proud of this class for the work that they've done in these areas. This class founded our first student organization devoted to wellness, Equilibrium. And this class also, for the last 2 years, has organized a marvelous student-led symposium on diversity, equity, and inclusion. We are all the beneficiaries for the seeds that this class in particular has planted. And I pledge to you, as your dean, that I will support and sustain these programs in the years to come. Well, graduates, today you join the ranks of over 6,000 Chase alums who make up an extensive and an impressive network across the nation and really throughout the world. Please know that the Chase community is a powerful ally in your corner, ready to support and enhance your career development in any way along your journey. So today, we celebrate your accomplishment, we toast your bright future. We hope you will return often, and remember, you always have a home at Chase. Congratulations, graduates. It's my pleasure to introduce this year's commencement speaker, Dolores Thompson. Dee serves as counsel to the Inspector General, United States Department of Labor in Washington, D.C. She manages and directs the OIG's comprehensive legal program, including whistleblower protection and information disclosure programs. Dee is a double NKU alum, graduating as an undergraduate in 1982 and then from Chase in 1987. Since graduating from Chase, Dee has held a number of high-level positions in the federal government, both in the judicial and the legislative branches. We are delighted to welcome back our distinguished alumna, Dee Thompson.
Salmon P. Chase College of Law, look at you. I am proud, and I'm honored to be here. Thank you, Dean Dar, for your gracious introduction and for allowing me to serve as commencement speaker for the Chase graduating class of 2024. I'm truly honored by this appointment. To the members of the Board of Regents, President Thompson, academic deans, NKU faculty, staff, family members, and most of all, the 2024 Chase College of Law graduates. My name is Dee Thompson, Northern Kentucky University, class of '82, and Salmon P. Chase College of Law, class of '87. It is my privilege and great honor to address you today. The invitation to speak evoked many memories of my time at NKU and Chase Law School, and of the journey that led me here today. It just seemed fitting that after 48 years, I should return home to NKU. It is the place that prepared me for the incredible and fulfilling adventures that would define my life. As I pondered this day, a Shakespearean quote came to mind, that what is past is prologue. I believe it means that every ending creates the beginning of a journey that comes next, the hero's journey. One thing you should know about me, above all else, is that I am a woman of faith. It is faith that has sustained me throughout my journey. My story today begins in the late 50s in Queens, New York. I was born of parents with limited education. By day, my father was Eddie J. Thompson Jr., letter carrier. By nights and weekends, he was Machine Gun Thompson, a professional boxer. When I was 5, he decided to leave the fight game and move to Northern Kentucky. As time went on, my dad became a journeyman carpenter, a masonry worker, and the first African-American member of the local Carpenters Union. He eventually started his own business and was otherwise a leader in our community. Around age 14, I decided I wanted to be a doctor. I was a prolific reader and would go to the public library to explore medical and other scientific books. We didn't have the internet back then, so this took some time and effort. I never told anyone of my aspirations. My parents were happy that I was a good student and received excellent grades, but eventually they took it for granted. It was the early 70s in Covington, Kentucky. I was an African-American female teenager, and quite frankly, no one seemed to have any expectations of me. It was a situation emblematic of the soft bigotry of low expectations as described by former President George W. Bush during his July 2000 address to the NAACP. Despite this circumstance, I lived in my head, dreamed of wonderful places, going to college, and a career as a physician. In my junior year of high school, my dreams were disrupted when I learned that I was pregnant. I didn't quite know what would become of my aspirations. One thing I did know is that I did not want to get married, even though I was on track to do so. When I told my dad this, he looked at me with a compassion I didn't understand. And he said, I was this little girl, and I didn't have to marry anybody I didn't want to. In August of 1975, my only child, Marcus Patrick Thompson, was born. I was 17. I started my senior year in high school and began talking to my parents about college. Even though my father reminded me I had a child to support and that I needed to look for a job, I quietly applied and was accepted to NKU. My mother, Patricia Thompson, a wife and mother of the 50s and 60s, who did not graduate from high school, was generally obedient to her husband. She was smart, worked outside of the home, and understood the value of having an education and the cost of not having one. She also knew the advantages of having her own money and credit. This fact came in handy when in August of 1976, she handed me her credit card and said, "Go sign up for college classes. I'll handle your father." With this go-ahead from Ma on literally the evening of the last day of registration, I drove to NKU in the old family car. I sat in the parking lot, paralyzed. I was so shy and introverted. I was afraid. There would be so many people there, and the noise. But on the other hand, there would be so many books there. Even though I literally had to will myself out of the car, I went inside. I then encountered a cruel reality. Almost all of the classes I needed were filled. I was disappointed and alone, and I didn't know what to do. As I stood there feeling victory give way to defeat, a man in a suit approached me, asking if there was anything he could do to help. I explained my dilemma. He walked me over to boxes filled with computer punch cards. I mean, you guys don't know about that stuff, but those of us, they know about them. He went through them, found all the classes I needed, and told me to go register. I later learned he was the NKU registrar. To him, I am forever grateful. Eventually, I parlayed my skills into a work-study assignment at Chase. Back then, Chase was affiliated with NKU, but on a separate campus about 10 miles away. While there, I met the dean, W. Jack Grossi, who was about to transition to serve as NKU's counsel. He offered me a part-time job with more money, benefits, and a shorter drive. While working for him, he asked what I planned to do when I graduated. Quite frankly, it was only the second time in my life anybody asked me what I wanted to do when I grew up. When I told him I would be an accountant, he brushed that away and simply said, "You can go to law school." I humored him and said, "Sure." I had no thought of going to law school or any intention of doing so. Once I graduated from NKU, I went to work for a large accounting firm. Every few months, Dean Grossi had his secretary call me. She would say, "Grossi wants to know when you're coming to law school." One day she called, and I told her to send me the application and the law school admissions test material. In August 1983, I entered Chase College of Law's evening law school program. To my amazement, I quickly realized that I love the law. I had finally found my passion, even though I had never considered law as a career for me. But Jack Grossi did. He saw something in me I might never have recognized in myself. He graciously expended the time and effort to put me where I needed to be. I'm sorry. He single-handedly freed me from the captivity of low expectations. My last semester of law school, I applied for a few federal clerkships, even though I was told they were reserved for only the best, well-connected students from prominent schools. I also had the chance to participate in a mock interview. All I knew is that I'd be interviewing with the judge, so I prepared accordingly. When I finished the interview, the judge remarked, "I like you. Unlike other students, you came in prepared to tell me what you could do for me, as opposed to asking me what I could do for you." He then gave me a man's name, told me to call him, and to say that he told me to call. I called immediately and was asked to come over to meet this individual. To my surprise, when I arrived at the building in downtown Cincinnati, I noticed it was named after the judge with whom I had interviewed. Judge John W. Peck was not just a judge, he was the senior judge of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit. And the gentleman I called was the supervisory staff attorney for that court. At that time, I had no idea who precisely Judge Peck was, or that his direction to call would result in an actual job offer. Less than a year later, Judge Reginald Gibson called from the U.S. Claims Court in Washington, D.C., to see if I was still interested in clerking for him. This judge had no idea that then I was working for the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit. So despite the odds, my Chase Law School affiliation got me through a door that was all but a pipe dream for me. I accepted the clerkship, even though it required me to leave family, friends, and a great job. It felt right and aligned with my personal goals. Marcus and I began the adventure of our lives. Excuse me. After my clerkship at the Claims Court, I accepted my dream job as a government contracts attorney with the Defense Logistics Agency, serving under Chief Counsel Bruce Baird. Mr. Baird had a vision that all government attorneys should be trained in the fundamentals of agency law. He didn't force attorneys to take training, but made the opportunity available to those who wanted it. I took advantage of all that I could. Many opportunities, such as learning about environmental law issues, took me far outside of my comfort zone. I was quickly promoted to a journeyman level, moving to different cities with each promotion. I became the Region Counsel for the Defense Logistics Agency in Columbus, Ohio, approximately 6 years out of law school, and also started supervising other attorneys and paralegals. While Region Counsel, I started a PhD program at The Ohio State University. I felt I was destined to do more. Just after I finished my first year in that program, my agency co-sponsored a fellowship in environmental law with the George Washington University. I won the competition, and in 1998 received an LLM in environmental law. Even with those successes, eventually it became clear it would be difficult for me to get promoted to the senior-most attorney positions with the Defense Logistics Agency. I had applied for a couple of these positions, and though well qualified, I wasn't selected. I sought the advice of a former chief counsel who I respected. I am forever thankful for his well-intended, candid response. I could have railed against what he told me about how things work, but it never really occurred to me to do so. I knew my value. Within 6 months, I was promoted to an associate general counsel's position with the U.S. Department of Interior Office of Inspector General. 4 years later, the Inspector General promoted me to Deputy General Counsel. And 2 years after that, I was selected for the department's Senior Executive Service Candidate Development Program. In federal government, there are approximately 2.87 million employees. Of that, there are fewer than 8,300 senior executives. So although I was in the program, I had a tough shot at getting a job. In 2009, I was selected for the Senior Executive Service, and almost 15 years later, I continue to serve in that distinguished capacity. Now, many of you may equate my journey with success, but as with many heroes' journeys, there were more challenges to come. In the fall of 2016, my father passed away. In May 2017, my son Marcus, at 41, collapsed from a heart attack and died. In early 2018, my mother passed away. These losses were devastating, yet through them, I chose to stay in faith, focused on the new prologue I was living. You all came here today with a wonderful sense of accomplishment that you've now completed your assignment. Perhaps you believe your journey has come to an end, but remember, past is prologue. As my story demonstrates, there are no coincidences. As you journey forward, you will create a tapestry of seemingly random and unrelated events. With time and perspective, you will come to realize that each choice marked the pathway of your personal destiny. I appeal to you now to reflect upon your next call to adventure as a new member of the legal profession. The challenges you face are different from those I faced. The stability of law and our profession's integrity is being constantly examined. With this in mind, I urge each of you to question whether success for its own sake is the real goal you should pursue, whether the when matters more than the why, and whether personal excellence will lead you to the outcomes you desire. As you ponder these questions, I challenge you to do the following. First, believe in yourself and know who you are. Confidence is half the battle. If you don't know your moral code, you won't know what you value. If you don't know what you value, you won't honor yourself. If you don't honor yourself and your beliefs, you will never embrace the freedom to design and thrive in your futures. Number two, stop comparing yourself to others. Set your standards high and compete with yourself. Run your own race. Maintain a narrow network of trustworthy allies. You need people whom you trust, who know you, and who will speak the truth to you. Remember, too, if you're the smartest, most accomplished person in your circle, you need a bigger circle. Stay curious, ask questions, never make assumptions. Take appropriate risk, look for opportunities, and only pursue those that align with your values and the vision you have for yourself. Mentor someone. Part of your journey will be to understand you can't get ahead without learning to lead others. Show gratitude. What separates privilege from entitlement is gratitude, according to noted professor and author Brené Brown. As Coach John Wooden put it, things turn out best for people who make the best of the way things turn out. And finally, take care of yourself. You can't finish the race if there's no gas in your tank. Protect your mind, your body, and your spirit. I wish each and every one of you the best in life. No matter where you go, lead well. It has been my honor to bear witness to the prologue of your hero's journey. Thank you.
Please welcome Dr. Katie Short Thompson, President of Northern Kentucky University.
Well, good evening, and what a great good evening it is. I want to thank you all, Provost McGill, Justice Keller, Dean Darr, and Ms. Thompson, for your remarks and words of encouragement to the class of 2024. I have enjoyed this evening so much. I just especially appreciated Ms. Thompson's remarks. Weren't they incredible? Just incredible. And special congratulations to Professor Hannebach. There are few greater joys than being recognized for our work as educators. It is the best work. What a privilege we have. Thank you for all of your words and for all that you have done for our law students and this community. Of course, congratulations to Maya and to Sydney and to Christopher, and thank you both, all of you, for your inspiring words today. What a great evening. You were all so impressive. These graduates exemplify the remarkable law graduates this institution sends out into the world. And thank you to the entire Chase community for your support during my first year as NKU's 7th president. It is truly the honor of my lifetime to serve this university that I love so dearly. And speaking of honors, it is such a pleasure to be here with you, these graduates, their families, and their friends, and the vast Chase community to preside over my first Chase College of Law commencement ceremony at NKU. And I know I speak for the faculty and staff here now when I say that these celebrations of student achievement fill us with joy and pride. As you surely know, I am honored to stand here before you now as president, wearing this cherished medallion and representing the university community in this role. Our university is student ready, and we are committed to all corners of campus in removing barriers to student success and lifting up the community around us through regional stewardship. And Chase unquestionably leads the way as stewards of place. There are countless examples of that commitment to learners and the region. Chase provides many opportunities for students to hone and practice skills firsthand by participating in externships regionally and globally, and through academies and clinics like the W. Bruce Lunsford Academy for Law, the Children's Law Center Clinic, the Constitutional Litigation Clinic, the Small Business and Nonprofit Clinic, and the Sixth Circuit Clinic, which gives Chase students the opportunity to work under seasoned appellate attorneys and former Sixth Circuit clerks to brief and argue criminal appeals in the Sixth Circuit. Over its more than 130 years as a law school, Chase has taught students to use justice and the law to help others and to shape society. In fact, during my first year as president, I have often heard glowing feedback about Chase and its strength of its graduates. I will tell you that everywhere I go, folks rave about Chase and its impact. And that is no surprise because of the exciting and inspiring opportunities that Chase provides for deserving students to become practice-ready lawyers through innovative programs in law, business, and technology. I hope that you all are as proud as I am. I also want to recognize all of the parents and the family members and the partners and the friends who are here in person with us this evening, as well as those who are watching from home. To the family members and friends who are with us here this evening in support of your graduates, I want to personally thank you for the important role that you have played in your law students' success. Congratulations to each of you, family members and friends, for your impact on their achievement. Won't you please help me in thanking all of our supporters? And to our devoted Chase faculty, thank you for joining us today, and more importantly, for impacting our students' lives each day. You are an inspiration to our students, to our alumni, and to our community. And to our wonderful staff, those staff who work so hard and always are putting our students first, we are grateful. Now, I have been looking forward to handing out your degrees tonight as we begin an exciting weekend at NKU, celebrating the success of nearly 1,900 students who are graduating from NKU this spring. That includes nearly 140 Chase graduates here tonight. I am genuinely happy to join you in this celebration. I know how hard you all have worked to get here to this moment this evening. I know that you have faced challenges, and you have fought for your goals and ambitions with grit and determination. And I will say that throughout your days at Chase, certainly there were many, many successes and maybe a few failures and challenges, but here you are. Earning a law degree is a major, major achievement, and you have done it. I hope that during your time at Chase, you have felt empowered by the opportunities to gain new knowledge and learn new skills, and that you will carry with you lasting relationships with your professors and your classmates and staff members. Your road ahead is promising and incredibly important for our world. This world needs you to lead and to advocate for the forgotten and those in need of counsel at every single stage of life. I know that you will defend the rule of law and the ideals of a democratic society. Take great pride in your obligation to serve the public good, and know that the staff and the faculty and the administration of Chase and Northern Kentucky University will always have complete confidence in you. We are proud to have you wear the NKU Chase College of Law label as you leave here today, because we know that you will honor the Chase name and you will honor your profession. You are now one of more than 84,000 NKU alumni who live and work in every corner of the Commonwealth and around the globe. I encourage each of you to take the time to reflect on this important milestone in your life and take the time to celebrate. I wish each of you the very best professionally and personally, and I wish you the best of luck on the upcoming bar exam. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
President Short-Thompson, it is my privilege to present to you the Northern Kentucky University Chase College of Law graduating class of 2024.
It is now my privilege to confer the degrees. Will all the candidates please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Kentucky through the Board of Regents of Northern Kentucky University, I confer upon you the degree for which you have been recommended. I now declare you a graduate of the Salmon P. Chase College of Law of Northern Kentucky University. Congratulations upon your professional attainment.
Now conferring the Juris Doctor degree. Angelina C. Adams, cum laude. Sydney Autry, summa cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Bailey. Sierra D. Bailey. Andrew Joseph Barger, cum laude. James Barnett, cum laude. Austin Z. Baurichter, summa cum laude. Brandon Scott Bellafato. Callie Hillard Bentley. Robert Andrew Bird, magna cum laude. Mary Beth Blair. Rachel N. Blumberg, magna cum laude. Jessica Marie Boggs. Megan Elizabeth Cady, cum laude. Christian Tyler Carmichael. Lucille Holiday Cervantes. Christopher Evan Chase. Bryce R. Clayton, cum laude. Lauren Cleary, cum laude. Emily N. Coffey, cum laude. Benjamin L. Cosgrove, cum laude. Dylan Christopher Cox. Carissa R. Coy. Missy J. Diekman Meyer. Madison Jordan Doris, cum laude. Sydney Renee Draper, cum laude. Ashley Lynn Duckworth, cum laude. Lindsay Dunn, cum laude. Taylor M. Edwards, cum laude. Mary Lauren Irwin. Megan Regina Ferguson, magna cum laude. Hayden S. Ford. J. Evan Fox. Laura Amonette Fox. Logan J. Gabbard, cum laude. Ryan Thomas Gohagen. Abby John Guerin. Her hood will be presented by Stephen Guerin, father, Chase class of 1987. Rachel D. Ginsburg. Christopher John Grayson, summa cum laude. Jesse Grieve. Kylie R. Harris. Houston T. Harvey. Jonathan Randall Heath. Jason Heights, magna cum laude. Laura E. Higgins. Colette M. Hugh. Mark R. Illingworth, magna cum laude. Joetta Marie Ingalls. Drew English Jackson, magna cum laude. Jessica M. Jeffries, magna cum laude. Austin M. Johnson. Alexander W. Kirk, cum laude. Daniel Joseph Cassane III, magna cum laude. Michael A. Knopf. Mark Christian Coons. Tyler Kirker. Maya Jeanette Lane, cum laude. Maura Eileen Lang, cum laude. Perrin Long Longfellows. Kennedy Sophia Lawrence. Kayla Spring Love. Bryce A. Madden, magna cum laude. Ian Manahan, magna cum laude. Ronald L. McDermott III. Kendall Madison McHugh. Christopher M. Meyer. Sydney Grace Meyer, cum laude. Jared C. Million. John S. Mormon IV. Hannah Morell, cum laude. Jordan S. Mudd. Sarah Patricia Mustian, cum laude. Rachel Lee Myers, cum laude. Leah Nadine. Daniel Joseph Neiman. Jashay S. Nix. Aaron M. Osborne. Natalie Jean Patey. Kayla D. Porter, cum laude. Hannah Ray Woodhoff. Derek Lamar Reedus, Jr. Michael Anthony Roberts, magna cum laude. Matissa Lene Robinson, cum laude. Parker J. Root. Kendra Jade Sauro. Laura Shack, magna cum laude. Kayla R. Schultz. Willie R. Schwerin, cum laude. Sydney Schwetzschanel. James Addison Siever. Jalen J. Selhorst, cum laude. Thomas W. Seibert. Jessica Rodriguez Shaw. Haley C. Shepard. Jordan Shiro, cum laude. Hannah Ray Shotwell, cum laude. Stephen Clay Sims, cum laude. Jordan M. Smith. Jared T. Snow, magna cum laude. Jeffrey P. Spader. Carrie Lynn Kirshner Stambaugh, magna cum laude. Her hood will be presented by Nicholas Pantel, uncle, Chase class of 1970. Natasha N. Steele. Ian Strang, magna cum laude. Martha Sophia Thomas. Abigail M. Thompson. Jana Ann Thompson, cum laude. Kayla Taylor Troxel. Richard R. Vaglienti, magna cum laude.
His name is Weston Wagoner. Weston Wagoner.
Weston W. Wagoner. Cecilia H. Walton. Rachel Wangler Dutko, cum laude. Marcus T. Watson. Emily Ann Weber. Carly E. Weinberg, summa cum laude. Allison Danielle Wells, cum laude. Tristan Wheeler. Ethan H. Wieland, cum laude. Ian Williams. Ross G. Wilson. Lillian P. Young, cum laude. Dana Elise Zadolchak. Now conferring the Master of Legal Studies, Joshua Michael Ecklar. Christina Hoxie. William McKell. Jalea Arnell Maupin. Ian Thomas Schwartz. Madeline Ann Yankee.
Once again, let us congratulate the 2024 graduates from the Salmon P. Chase College of Law. And now would you please rise as you are able for the singing of our alma mater, the words of which are on the back cover of your printed program. The alma mater will be led by Eleanor Bennett, Jathan Briscoe, Tasha Konzelman, and Kelly Messer, students from NKU's School of the Arts.
Northern, let your vision lead us, hearts of women, men, and youth. Help us seek the higher virtues, guide us to the greater truth. Northern, Northern alma mater, may our lives enrich your name, and in time lead us, your children, better far than when we came.
Graduates, you have now officially joined the ranks of the thousands of Chase alumni who lead, who advise, and who better their communities and our society each and every day. Your alma mater welcomes you to continue to be part of our marvelous Chase community now and always. Congratulations, you are now a graduate of the Salmon P. Chase College of Law. Well, everyone, now it's time for the celebration. This concludes our commencement ceremony. Please remain standing while the platform party graduates and faculty recess from the hall. Again, congratulations, graduates. I wish you all the best and continued success. Good night, everyone.